Dear friends of Alders of Metal, welcome to another show of aldersofmetal.com. Tonight we have our interview with Anders from Sorcerer, and let me just change over here. Here we are. Hello, Anders. How are you doing?
Good, great.
First of
Nice
all,
to be here.
I think I should say happy birthday to you. And
Okay, thank
wish you
you.
all the best because it looks like it's your birthday today, so you're 1 year younger, I think, right?
Yeah. We don't count the years.
Yeah. All right. I think no introductions are necessary for those who are following us, for both of the guys, but I think it's my duty also to present Michael Stavrakakis, who is one of the veteran editors of Alders of Metal since the old days, since '97, and also vocalist of Doomocracy. So Michael is mainly going to carry out the interview. I'm going to be the host of the interview. Perhaps at some points, Michael, if that's okay with you, maybe I'll ask a question as well. We will also read from the comments from the people joining us. Hello to both of you. Good evening. And Mike, the interview is all yours.
Good evening, Anders. For the live streaming as well, happy birthday, my friend.
Thank you.
I have
thank
to
you.
say to the viewers of Alders of Metal that, me and Anders have been friends since 2018, I think,
Yes.
when the guys came to Crete. And I really admire Anders, and it's a real pleasure for me to welcome him to the show and do this interview with him.
Thank you.
So,
It's my pleasure.
yeah. So, like I said, we met in 2018, and I remember, it's different listening to an album, a CD or a vinyl at home, and listening to a singer of a band, and it's a different thing experiencing the band live. And I remember we were at the sound check at Echoes from the Labyrinth festival, which we with Doomocracy hosted, and we had Sorcerer as headliners, and you guys are sound checking, and I hear your voice live for the first time, and it's me and Angelos, the guitarist of Doomocracy, and we're like, no, he can't be that good. I really have to say this because it was an amazing experience to listen to your voice live for the first time. Anyway, just
Thank
wanted
you.
to say this as an intro. So I'd say that you have an amazing clean tone in your voice, but you can add that more oomph and raspiness whenever you feel like. Plus, you master the falsetto still to this age very, very nicely. How do you keep your voice in such a good shape, my friend?
I don't know. I used to. When I started out, I was 16. I went to the first grade of high school. Or what do you call it? When after the ordinary school, I just started with a garage band, started singing, and I did some, Christmas events, in school when I was younger. I always liked to stand in the middle of, attention. So
Okay.
that's
You're a tall guy
something.
too, so
Yeah, so I always like to, fool around and be the center of attention. So, but then a friend of mine told me there was a band, looking for a singer. And I said, I can't sing really like that. I'm not a hard rock singer. And yeah, but you can try. And I did, and that's where it started. And I never really practiced my vocals. You can say I practiced because I sang along with a lot of, my heroes. And so that was how I found out how to, get a vibrato and stuff like that. But I never took lessons for that, except I took some lessons, but more because I hurt my chords when we recorded the first Lion Share album. I got a bulb on one of my veins in the cord, and it distorted
really?
the voice. Yes, so I had to shoot it. They put a steel rod in my mouth and shot with laser and burned it away, really like a pipe, you know. Yeah. And so I have to stay quiet for like 3 weeks after that, and then I had to go to a vocal coach to get, you know.
Yeah, because you wouldn't want to go through that again, right?
Yes. So I've done those kind of things, but I never went regularly to a vocal coach. No. And I still don't. I just, you know, I don't practice when I'm at home. Usually when Sorcerer go out, we practice for like 4 or 5 rehearsals, and then we go out. We're not a touring band, which means that we do short, like we did a short mini tour with Blind Guardian, and that was 4 shows in a row. And that's no problem because it's like 45 minutes, you know. But if I would do a headline show with 1.5 hours, I think I would need to practice more, you know. But I'm a lazy guy, so I don't.
Yeah, but you do play many shows. I mean, Sorcerer now has many shows, but you're right that you don't really do tours. Is that because of day jobs, or is it the fatigue factor as well?
It's the whole thing, you know. It's if you would have asked me 25 years ago or 30 years ago if I wanted to tour, I would have said, yeah. You know, I toured with Therion, you know. I've been away for like 3-4 weeks with them at a time, you know. And so I've done that. And but now at this stage in our age, where families are, you know, coming along and you know, different important stuff going on in our private lives, it's hard to cut loose and go away for 2 weeks. And of course, the lack of money when you go away. I mean, the scene today is horrible. I think we do the best thing, go away, you know, and play a festival and perhaps get a back-to-back show with that, you know, Friday, Saturday, and then go home. That's how we want to do it, you know, because then there's some economics in it. But otherwise, you have to pay to play, and I'm not interested in that.
But it does work well that way. I mean, you are satisfied with what you're doing with Sorcerer, right?
Yes, and it's absolutely. Last year was the most shows we did ever. So with this band, since we restarted the band ever, actually, because we never toured in the 80s either. But yeah, so we're happy about that. I don't know if we will continue. I think 10, 12 shows a year. That's what we do. Kind of. Okay. If nothing special comes up, you know.
And Anders, it's not that you don't have the experience. I mean, you've been in quite a few bands, right? You have also been in Therion. You have been in so many different projects, and you have such an experience. And if I'm not mistaken, you guys started in 1989, right? So, so you have a lot of experience. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the experience with Sorcerer is very thin, you know. We never toured. We played a few shows with Sorcerer in the 80s, in the end of the 80s, and then we started up again in 2010. So it was a big hiatus there where we didn't do anything. The band
kind of disappeared, right?
Yeah. We kind of disappeared.
Yeah, there was a big gap.
So where the band Sorcerer is not that experienced playing together like other bands that I played with, Lionshare and stuff like that, where we went on weekly tours and you know, we played a lot, you know, much more than this.
The reason I mentioned this, I mean, as I said, you've played in so many bands. It's Dreams Fall, it's 220 Volt, Book of Reflections, Lionshare, Section A, Tony Martin, Speaking to Stones,
Beyond Twilight.
Yeah. So, and you've been with the other guys as well in Therion or in Lionshare and everything. So you have the experience all of these years. What what gave me an impression is that you said that the metal scene is not the same any longer. When I speak with some bands, I mean, I interviewed, for example, Obituary some weeks ago, September, and Trevor said that, oh, no, it's better than ever, you know. So I see different bands having different opinions on these things, and obviously everybody has their own, you know, experience, different experiences. So the end of.
I think it depends also a little bit of what genre you play. I mean, it's been a huge comeback for thrash metal the last years. All the old thrash metal bands are out there playing all the time. And maybe Obituary is death. I don't know. I don't listen to them, but I mean, we play a kind of a music that is quite thin genre-wise, and for us, we do good shows. I mean, we get the good shows and they pay well. But if we were about to go out on tour and having to play every day, pay for a nightliner or whatnot, that it's so expensive that it's almost impossible to do it if you don't pull 500, 600, 700 people a night.
So the last part of my question is actually not music-wise, but life-wise. I would say that music is kind of in your lives is like kind of a side project, right? Because you give priority to your families and your jobs that you have, and to make a living, and it's a matter of choice, right?
Yeah, the thing is, when I have already lived my dream. My dream was to make an album, and when I made an album, my first album in '94, that was my dream, and after that, I put up new goals to go, play abroad, and I fulfilled that dream. And then I went to South America and toured, and I fulfilled that dream. So the hunger is there, but it's only there approximately 1 hour before show and 1 hour after. After that, around that, it's just a lot of trouble. I think it's. I hate going out and play, and sit on airports for 7 hours. We played in Mexico and just to get
I was gonna ask you about Mexico. Let us know about that.
Because to get some money out of the people don't understand really, I think, how much we musicians put into the whole package, with merchandise and stuff. It costs a lot of money, and we nearly break even sometimes, But to get to Mexico, they had to pay us quite a lot, and we took the cheapest flight, to get the most of the cash into our company. We have started a company, Sorcerer Music, so we could invest, in the future. And this is the thing, because we don't do these kind of big shows all the time. The account is almost always empty, and it's
because you
really
invest in whatever you.
I think those side things, it's really fucking boring. I think it takes away the glamour of being a rock star, kind of. I don't see myself as a rock star. I see myself as a competent singer. And I'm experienced, but I've never been a rock star like that. But it lacks some glamour, I think.
I mean, what you're saying is very interesting, and I think that fans sometimes don't realize that, and they ask the question, why doesn't this band tour, and stuff like that. But you're making it pretty clear.
Come to Brazil and play. Yeah, sure. But you have to pay me, we don't just fly there and play for free, it's got to be some.
Of course.
So people don't understand the full picture, and
you have to sit in a 20-hour flight or whatever, and another 20 hours back, and it's not like a piece of cake, right? It's hard to do.
But hey, don't get me wrong, I love the live show and the playing and the being out with the guys. We have a lot of fun and stuff like that, but I think that's the downside of it,
I was watching a couple of days ago an interview of a Greek musician. Mιχάλη obviously knows him. His name is Bob Katsionis, and he was saying exactly the same thing, that yes, we do love the fans, we do love the interaction and everything. I love it, but I'm more of a creative guy. I prefer to stay inside and generate ideas and stuff and do my music and do what I love, and I hate touring because you're missing so many hours on flights and more flights and waiting in the airport. Sometimes you will reach your destination and maybe you get a broken guitar or something like that, and then the company maybe doesn't pay for it. And
Anders knows about this. I mean, it's become kind of an inside joke. Whenever they fly somewhere, the airline loses their guitars or whatever.
That's a nightmare. And
we played at Rock Hard actually, and we came there and the guitars didn't come.
Yeah.
So Christian just posted on Facebook, do someone have guitars tuned like this?
Same story, every band. And, you know,
it works, you know, the guy came with a couple of guitars, you know, it was great. But, you know, I don't want to sound like a spoiled child, but I turned 56 now, and I have a huge repertoire behind me with all the albums I've done and all the live shows I've played, and so I for me, being kind of the leader of the band, it's important to me that we are paid,
treated in a respectful manner, and
exactly.
You get what you deserve, right?
Yes, exactly. We sometimes you get a question. Yeah, we have a small club scene with 3 bands gonna play here in Stockholm or whatnot. You know, yeah, we take 3,000 euros if you want. Oh, what? You know, it's like they think we're gonna play for free. You know, and we don't do that. You know, it's that scene is not ours anymore. If we're gonna play, we will play in front of people that, you know, there is a communication and you know, expectation of a show more than just a club gig, you know.
And if you think about it, a price like 3,000 euros is very normal, you know, for all of these guys to travel and you know, to lose their time and you know.
Exactly.
I've heard.
I think it's reasonable, you know, today with the value of money also, you know.
And some places can support it, some others cannot, or organizers. I mean, I've tried once to bring a band, can't say the name, but they asked for like 15 grand, and not in Crete. It's not possible. Maybe in Athens or another big place, but depends on the name.
Yes, of course, and I'm not that picky. I mean, we can do deals, you know, with the promoters if they come up, you know, if they have the right drive, you know, and talk to us in the right way and say, instead of paying you, can we do this? You know, we always haggle and negotiate, but in the end, we won't play for free. That's it, you know.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, that should be a rule for every band, if you ask me, of course.
Yes.
In an ideal world, right?
Yeah, but that's the thing. And you asked me about why things are like they are. Yes, because we have families, we have mortgages, we have jobs, you know, to get ends to meet, you know, buying musical instruments. The band can't turn around that kind of money, so we have to buy them ourselves. I built my own vocal studio with money from my day job, not money from the band, you know. There's no way, no. That's just a turning wheel. Money in, money out. It's like So
you guys started in '89. You released your first demo in '89, a legendary demo, if I may add, one of the best demos in heavy metal, and The Inquisition in 1992. But sadly, I will say, there was no full album back then. Was there no record label reaching out, or?
Exactly. We had trouble getting a signed, actually. The scene in Doom Metal, we wanted to be the new Candlemass. There's no doubt about that. Look at our logo and everything. We use the same. So that's I'm not ashamed of that. But they were, you know, what we were aiming for. But when we did the second demo, it was '92. The grunge era started to eat in on the scene, and you know, we didn't feel that like it really took off. It's a great. I think the second demo has some great songs actually, and it sounds pretty good compared to the first one. Yes. Even though the first one is a classic, so to speak. Yeah. But I didn't know what I did there. I just to me it's you know, a beginner's thing, you know, but. people like that, perhaps. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't sound like that today, you know. But
of course.
Yeah. Yeah. What was the question?
No, I mean, why there was no record label? Why
Yeah,
there was
exactly.
No full release, yeah.
So that's what's the answer really, and also the co-founder Johnny Hagel, the bass player.
Yeah,
he had other
Tiamat.
Yeah. He had other projects also that he found perhaps more interesting. You know, he had a synthesized duo called the Lithium, and he did a lot of different stuff. Very creative guy in that time and period, you know, and it just faded out. We disbanded, and people.
I understand.
I went
Dimitris, Johnny Hagel, the bassist of Sorcerer, played in Clouds and Wild Honey.
I know.
Tiamat.
Yep.
Which are some of my favorite albums of that
amazing,
to be honest.
amazing,
amazing albums. So I guess that was the end of Sorcerer back then, right?
Yes. I went on to play with some other bands. You know, I had my own band, like more AOR, and then I hooked up with Lars Chris, the guitar player of Lion's Share. He actually auditioned for my band, but then he said, "I got some songs. You want to hear them?" Yeah. Wow. I'll go to your band instead.
And yeah, right. And the thing is that your voice is so versatile that you can sing from hard rock to progressive metal or power metal. You have the high screams, and you have the warm voice that you can sing doom metal as well, and everything. And it's so amazing what you've done. I mean, you've sung in Lion's Share, Beyond Twilight, I think, right?
No, Twilight. It was called. It was called Beyond Twilight when I was on the first album and the demo, and then Jorn came in. Jorn Lande.
Yeah. Jorn Lande joined after.
Not that bad either.
Yeah. And how were the shows with Therion? Can you tell us?
Wow. Yeah, that was intense. You know, it was a period in time where
was the Dejiel tour, I think.
It was live in Midgård. That was the big one, I think. That was I don't remember now actually, but I started in 99, and I left, or 98 perhaps. I don't remember now, but we did. Yeah, and we did a couple of European tours. One together with Evergrey. That's how I learned to know those guys. And also we went to South America, and you know, Therion was never my thing. I was a hired gun in Therion because I knew the drummer. He's back now, I think. Sami Karpinen. Yeah, I think he plays now again. I know him because he and Johnny grew up in the same area, so we knew each other, and we hung out in the same music studio where we did the demos and stuff like that. It was a small community with very, very creative people in the western side of Stockholm where we grew up, all of us.
Okay.
And so that was great. You know, I learned I really learned what it means to be a rock star in Therion when we went to South America.
And the touring musician, I guess, right?
Yes, of course. We both went on a couple of nightliner tours, and we went on a airplane tour in South America. That was horrible.
Why?
25 shows in 27 days or something.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. And the thing is, we came down to, I think it was, I don't remember the exact plan, but we came to, I think it was Mexico. No, it was Sao Paulo, and it was like the second show or something. And my vocal cords were burnt by the air conditioner in the airplane. So when we were rehearsing, I had no voice. It's like,
oh my.
So I have to cancel. I said, there's no way. And the local promoter, he talked to a runner there, but in Portuguese. I didn't understand what they said. And you go with this guy. Me? Yes, you go with this guy. It was the middle of the night, you know, the night before were supposed to play.
Yeah.
And he hopped on a Vespa, and we went out in the Sao Paulo night. driving up and down on streets. I've never been there before. I was scared shitless.
Yeah, I guess so.
Drove like an idiot, and we came to the pharmacy, empty night open pharmacy, and he went back and talked to the pharmacist, and the pharmacist said, "Hey, you, come." And then he had like rubber gloves put on, and I was like, "What the hell is going on?" You know? They didn't tell me anything, so I went backstage there, or back in the back room there, and I got a shot in my ass. I don't know what it was in it, but we went back.
Did it work?
We went back, and after an hour and a half.
Really?
Yes.
Did you go back to the
shit you
pharmacist
not.
to ask what the
I
fuck he gave you?
I think it was cortisone or something.
Cortisone, probably. Yeah.
I don't know, but because the whole tour after that was, I smashed it. It was really weird. I thought, this is over. When you lose your voice on the second show, there's 24 more. Like that was crazy. There was a lot of crazy stories with Therion, but afterwards you can laugh about it.
By the way,
thanks for sharing that story. I mean, yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be a headline afterwards. By the way, were you with Therion when they played in Wacken in 2001?
Yes.
Oh, I saw you guys live.
Yeah, that was the biggest show I ever played. 60,000 people.
I think it was 80, if I'm not mistaken, but maybe you know.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, we headlined, I think.
Yeah.
Was Christian playing with
yes,
Therion back
Christian
then?
and Johan, his brother, played bass.
I remember.
And Sami on drums, and of course Christopher, and then we had the Crazy Finns on the choir, and some girls, and what's her name? Diva. I don't remember her name now.
It's okay.
I'm sorry if you're looking. Yeah. So that was a great, but also overwhelming experience, actually, because it's crazy because I've played a lot of shows, hundreds of shows, but the worst ones are actually where there's very few people. Those are the worst, I think. Not 80,000. That's, you don't care about that. But when we played, I was with Iced Earth, Nevermore, and Enola Gay on a European tour with Lionshare, and we were supposed to play in France, a little town called Bulle. And when we came, there were three paying. Three people. One guy in a wheelchair, and his handler or what, and then another guy. And we played the whole show. Iced Earth, Nevermore, Enola Gay, and we 4.5 hours show for those three.
Private show for these three guys.
I get it. But did you? Okay. Here's a question. Do you think that a band has to go through this in order to achieve something more?
I think it's a good experience because it's humbling, but it's most a learning experience for the promoter, I guess. What the fuck happened,
You said you said
he wrote the wrong address, perhaps. They went some other place.
you said that it's the worst experience if you don't have people, and everything. And obviously, saying like three people, I can understand the huge disappointment, man. But I'll tell you what, I had an experience in 2002, I think. I was in the UK and I watched Blaze Bailey live in a local club. It was just literally 2 streets away from where I was living. It was a small club, and it was not a lot of people. Maybe we were 50 or 80 or something like that, but it was an absolute killer show. It was a killer show. The crowd was so warm, and even he said, "You guys are the best crowd. This was killer," so they loved it. It's I'm not obviously saying about like 3 people, and I can understand again as an artist the disappointment, but wouldn't you say sometimes?
But I also think that as an artist you have to perform no matter how many people.
Even
are.
if it's one person.
We did
hey
it,
man, you're here. We're gonna kill it for you.
Yes, exactly. So we never turned down anything. We didn't take away any songs or anything because we were there to play and we got paid for it. So I mean, the
Yeah,
package was
exactly.
paid, even though there were no people there.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
the owner wanted his own show. I don't know.
And it's an even bigger, disappointment for the organizer.
But that was a crazy thing that happened. It only happened once, luckily.
Yeah,
so.
right.
Michael, do you think at some points we should also read the comments every now and then?
Of course. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. You can also do it later. Keep it in mind.
Right.
We have a couple of people here saying hello. Okay. For some reason you just
Hello.
lost me. That's okay. I will fix my camera. There we go. Let me refix it. Sometimes it resets. Okay. So we have my friend Thodoris. He has his own metal show on YouTube, From Metal to Eternity, and he says, "Good evening, you guys. Hello Jimmy, hello Michael, and of course to your guest, the giant." Yeah.
Okay.
Hello Thodoris. And
Hello.
and also Theophilos Fortomas. Theophilos says, "Greetings to everybody. Anders is one of the best voices in Doom and in general in metal." And he says the In Shadow of the Inverted Cross and Crowning of the Fire King were the two best albums of the decade of 2010, along with whatever Satan has released.
Oh, well, wow. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm humbled. Thank you. I mean, it's always nice to hear this. I come to think about another story that I played a show. I think it was with Lionshare. I don't know, or maybe Therion, that somebody recognized me from Lionshare or whatnot. I don't remember exactly, but this guy came up to me and he said, "This song that you've written, it's changed my life. I can't believe I'm here with you." And I said, "Well, what song was it?" And it was some song that I wrote in 10 minutes, the lyrics. But
Doesn't make any difference.
You never know
it's
how
percepted.
someone is going to react to your music. Right?
Exactly. That's so weird that something that you yourself didn't struggle with at all can have such a huge
this is something
impact.
that I think that an artist should never publicly judge his music really hard. Why I'm saying this? We had a kind of a podcast with Dimitris and other guys in Saturday, and we were discussing about Candlemas and the albums, and we came to chapter 6, which we all think is an amazing album, but Leif never recognized that album as great, and he always despised it. And you shouldn't really judge your music too hard, because there's always going to be a fan that is going to like something that you don't like, right?
Yeah, of course. And I wouldn't erase anything. It's just the phenomenon of that's interesting, I think, because you can spend hours, days, weeks on one song, to get it right. And nobody ever tells you that song was great. It's a paradox.
I think the best example would be Paranoid by Black Sabbath, the song, right? Yeah. Which was, recorded in the last moment because the label wanted another song. Yeah. And it became the most, known song of the band.
Iconic song,
yeah.
And or an album being released in one day or something like that, right, Michael?
Yeah, we were discussing about that.
But Anders, if you doesn't matter if you wrote it in 10 minutes, as long as you released it, it means that this song reached the standards for you as an artist to be released. So that means that you produce something of quality in 10 minutes, yes, but then since you released it, it fulfilled your standards, and then you see the reactions from the fans and you realize that, okay, yeah.
What I mean is that, I'm not a lyricist, really. I'm not a poet. I don't have that vein in me. I've written many, many lyrics, don't get me wrong, but there are, I'm not that into lyrics, really. They're just a vehicle for me to express my vocals, if you know what I mean. It's not important. And I know there's an American guy that I'm really friendly with, Andy Selden. He's the same, and he's still, he speaks English, and he doesn't care about the lyrics. He just want to hear the vibe of the song. And I've always been like that. and it I think it comes out when I don't know my own lyrics when we play live also, but but you know, but so it's strange how we.
But you guys do have very beautiful lyrics. I mean, the song Unbearable Sorrow has one of the most beautiful lyrics that I ever read, right? So.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's actually mine. But
it is.
Thank you. Yeah.
I was gonna ask you about it. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And do you have to go through, you know, a situation like this to write lyrics like that, or does it just, you know, pop up?
I think that lyric, you know, my dad passed away in 2015. And
okay,
that
so it was kind of a personal song.
Yeah, but even though it's not a lyric about a father and a son, really, it's more like a love, broken-hearted love kind of lyric. But I took maybe the emotions that I had for my father and kind of turned them into this song. You know, I needed to empty myself a little bit, you know, to get rid of that, and of course the producer Conny Wilén also helped. So I won't take any credit from him, but the most of it is mine and came from me. So yeah,
I think to me, along with you know, the title song Sorcerer, it's my favorite Sorcerer song. I mean, I love it.
Okay, yeah, many people do. We tried to play it live. It sucked.
Really?
No, yeah, people didn't, you know, everything just died when we played it. We tried, you know, to play
it's such an emotional song that maybe it's hard to you know, bring that vibe to the stage when you play it live. Maybe.
Yeah, I think we played it when we had like a headline set 1.5 hours, you know, and this song coming in the middle. Of course, it's good. People can go buy a beer or whatnot, you know. But most of the audience, they want to, you know, have that, you know, fist in the air kind of music.
Banger song, yeah.
Yeah. So we don't play it now anymore. It might come up again, but we have, you know, it depends on how long sets we have also, of course. But I don't think we will bring it up again. You know, we have some, you know, slower melodic kind of tunes that are not that slow, you know, and naked, but they do the job also. Yeah.
Plus, you have 4 albums now, so you have many songs to choose from, and if you put the demos as well, I mean, yeah.
We haven't played any demo songs for a while actually, because we played Sorcerer, of course. So that is our you know.
Well, you did in Hammer of Doom, right?
Yeah. We played.
You played Queen in Black.
yeah. When we reunited, because there weren't any other songs to play, so of course we did that, and a couple of more shows. But we feel that we've progressed so far from that band when we were at that point, you know, that we feel that you know, it's okay to play Sorcerer because it's a banger, and also it's like our Smoke on the Water kind of song.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a good final song to really, people can push the last out of them, you know. Okay. Yeah.
I personally am not that much into Doom, you know, myself, as you can also see from the background, but so I didn't know Sorcerer until you guys came over here in Heraklion and you guys played, and it was killer. And I remember meeting the guys from the band, like Justin, my brother Justin. Hello, Justin. I hope you see us. And Christian also. And so we had a killer time. And I wanted to share. I remember sometime, I still don't remember the year, but Justin came back and he sent me a message and he says, dude, you know, we promised we would have a beer and something. And he sent me a message and I was like, man, killer, definitely. So we're going to meet. And we had a wonderful time. So it's what I'm trying to say is you guys are, you know, it's amazing when in a band, you know, people are cool, and obviously you guys must have that after all this time, this family kind of feeling, right? You know,
in the band, within the band, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we, you know, we are a family and we have the same end goal, all of us, we know what we're doing. We kind of created our style now, so we know exactly what to do, but we're not a band that meets every week and, hang out or anything. I mean, I haven't seen the guys. I've seen Christian, but I haven't seen Justin in months, but we text a lot of, he lives quite far away, and we never had that need to really socialize that much, because we do it a lot when we're rehearsing. Of course, it's important to get to know a new member like Stefan, who joined us now. But we known him around from the Stockholm area before, and so it was an easy transition from Ricky to him. But we're not, and I think that's a good thing, because a lot of bands spend too much time together, perhaps, and get annoyed at each other or whatnot, So. And I did that with Lionshare. We rehearsed like 3-4 times a week when we didn't play. Was extremely a lot of rehearsals and stuff like that. And I'm not in that band anymore, and there's a reason for that.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. So I think it's better this way. You meet and you get happy and you're like pumped. And. When you rehearse the songs for the first time, you haven't played them for weeks, perhaps.
And it is also exciting that because you don't meet the guys very often, when you do meet them, it's also exciting, right?
Yes, exactly. And you change experiences and you talk about life and stuff like that you might not do if you were to meet every day, or every other day or whatnot.
Exactly.
But we talk a lot. We chat a lot on WhatsApp every day. So
okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember. It was the night before the show in Heraklion, and we were out for a beer, and we sat to a place to eat souvlaki, tzatziki, the things that you love. And there's this guy that comes to the place and just sits with us. And it's this guy on the other screen there, Dimitris. And, he didn't
Sorry, man,
know
I don't remember you.
I don't remember it
No,
either.
it's fine. I'm going somewhere with this.
Yeah.
He didn't know you. He knew me, of course. But, he just sat there with us. And we had a discussion while we were eating. And what I'm going to say is how do you respond to these spontaneous, fun, actions? Do you like it?
I love it. I mean, we all do. We all do. We all love the interaction with people, wherever we go. We love to, meet new people and talk to people. And some of us are more talkative, perhaps, before a show or something like that. I'm more introvert before a show than I am after, because then I can relax. I'm focused, but the people like Justin, he's loving it all the time, and that's great, because none of us is really unfriendly, I think, but we have different styles in how we
obviously
different personalities,
with people.
right?
Yes, of course. Yes, but we don't mind mixing with our fans or with music interested people. I mean, that's wonderful. I mean, who can go to Crete, this wonderful island, and spend some time with the Crete people? I mean, it's great. It's nothing better.
To be honest with you, I don't remember that story, but it also does not surprise me, because that's 100% me, I'm like always, fuck it, let's go, let's meet the people, let's say hello, without of course becoming tiring or something like that, just take it easy, let's have a beer, let's say hello, and that's it. But
But we have never had to, push someone away because they're annoying or anything. People treat us with respect, and we respect them back, and that's it. It's fun.
Michael,
love meeting people.
Michael, should we also read a couple of comments again?
Sure. Go ahead.
Manolis, I think Manolis, he's the bassist of Doomocracy. He also joined. Hello, Manolis. He says, hello, you guys. Hello, you guys, and happy birthday, Anders. And Vasilis Age or Age, he's writing a question. I'll read it last on purpose. I'll get back to you, Vasilis, in a moment. Verdigris says, happy birthday, Anders. I remember your bandmates giving you an inflatable walker for your 50th in Crete a few years back. So what was their birthday present this time?
You want to know what I got for a birthday present? I got these socks with a cucumber on it.
Killer, man. Cool.
That's from my girlfriend's daughter. She's funny.
Okay.
No, but I got some bottles of nice liquor. I got the Motorhead rum, really nice. And I got a bottle of wine and also the Glühwein that we love here in Sweden at this time of year. I had some that was called Edinburgh, so it was like whiskey topped. It was really nice.
Cool.
And a lot of booze actually, apparently, and a couple of gloves.
They're useful over there where you live.
Yeah, I mean, you need gloves in Sweden.
No, but we're buying a new house and we have to shovel it ourselves. So my youngest son and his girlfriend got me these special gloves that for winter, you know, when I'm gonna shovel snow. So that was very thoughtful of my son and his girlfriend.
Yeah, useful gift. Yeah. Is it snowy there now?
No, we have actually it's like 5-6 degrees plus, so there's no snow yet, but it will come. We know.
Yeah, we were more or less the same. We have something like 20 degrees, right, Michael?
Oh, shoot me! Is it one thing I hate about this country? This eternal darkness and the cold and the snow. Man.
That's why you're writing doom music. There you go.
Yeah, maybe. No, but that's you know, maybe that is why we are very very like melodramatic in our songwriting. Most Swedes, I don't know. This darkness, it creeps up on you and
I know.
And we come alive, you know, in the spring more than you guys perhaps do, you know, because your season doesn't differ that much, you know. Here it's really like up and down.
I lived like 4 years in the UK, and the two of them were in North UK, which is not as north as you guys are, but it was, Jesus, man, it was like getting dark at 4 p.m. and I was like, where the hell am I? You know that. Yeah, in winter time.
Yeah, it's pitch black here now at 3 o'clock or something.
Yeah. And also in the comments, Sofia Pavlidou, the wife of Michael, is also there in the comments, and she says hello.
Hey, Sofia!
Hey, she says hello. Happy birthday, Anders.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I think now it's the time that I get back to Vasilis, who asked that question. He said, good evening, you guys. As it has been in our life now, you know, this conversation about AI, can we ask Anders his thoughts as a musician about it?
Wow, yeah. I think it's terrible in music, actually. AI. I heard about these where there are apps where you can put your voice into popular songs and other way around. I don't know. For me, doing the classic way, you know, playing my music myself, you know, I'm not into AI, but I do like electronic music. So the distance to AI might not be that big in that end of the you know of the scene, but I don't think AI has nothing to do with creativity or anything. So it should be out of music and art, I think, in general. The thing is, I work with AI on my job. We have a video management system, an IT platform that uses metadata and AI. So I'm very familiar with that, but in a security kind of way. But yeah, I think it's awful, you know, and deep fake, and you can't trust anything anymore if you go into a web page. Is it true? Is it not? The news channels has to hire people to authenticize news, you know. It's a fucking idiocracy. It's we're going to shits, you know. This world is, I don't know. I lose
Okay.
faith in humanity in some ways, you know, and some ways not, you know, because they're good.
That
good forces too.
always counts, but it's just that the seasons change always, and every season has a different way. And I think that everything is a tool, right? For example, a pencil, right? It's made to write. You can also use it to take somebody's eye off. That's not the intended use, right? But if AI, I think, is an amazing tool in general, as long as you use it properly. Now the question is, how are you going to secure
We actually used
proper
it
usage?
we used it on our latest album actually, because the painting wasn't wide enough for the album, so the edges are AI.
Okay.
To expand, you know,
All right.
and also the A1 poster inside needed it for that too. So I mean, but that is not the original painting. It's just a tool to
expand it.
Yeah.
help, you know, not to create. That's the important thing, I think. I was going to tell something else also. Yes, I listened to this guy, De Beato or something on YouTube. He has got his channel. He's a gray-haired guy. And he invites people all the time, famous musicians and stuff. Doesn't matter. But he had apparently checked out that, and this is something that is scary, I think, the Billboard Top 100, if you go back like 20 years ago, was all bands. From spot 1 to spot 100. Bands.
Yeah, I saw that video. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what it is today? Solo artist.
Solo artists.
All the way down. There's no bands anymore in the charts. That is fucked up, I think. What happened?
You know why? He explained why. Because
Rick Beato, says Minas Vasilakis. Rick
bands
Beato.
write their own music and they cannot intervene into a band really. But when they have their own producers to write the music and give it to an artist, they have, 100% what they want to do, right?
Yeah, I think it's the birth or the child of the digitalization of music. You know, when it started, when MP3 started, it's the child of that somehow. You know, that you suddenly can sit at your own apartment and make albums, by yourself, which is fine. I don't say it's shit, but because I love a lot of those stuff, but it's still weird, that musicianship has gotten to have so little space. It's just a song nowadays, and I think that's quite sad.
It is.
Yeah.
We had a good timing. You guys with Christian released a cover song of the band Kite, I think it's called. It's kind of a pop synth Swedish band.
Yes.
And you even gave a name to is it a project? Is it a band? The name is Arcane Empire.
Yes.
Okay, and can you tell us a bit about this new project?
The thing was that we are a huge fan of this Swedish synth, like pop duo. They make like cinematic kind of music, very dark and suggestive kind of music, powerful in a sense. He's got a really thin and touchy voice, but it reaches you like, I love it. Anyhow, so we went to this concert and the discussion started when we did our four song cover EP. We first were supposed to do pop songs, but we couldn't agree on which pop songs. It was much easier to agree on hard rock songs than pop songs. Okay. So, but the thought stayed, and when we went to this concert and we came back and me and Christian talked and we said, I think it was his wife actually, Marikis, who said, you guys should do True Colors from Kite as a cover. So we like looking at each other and say, yeah, why not? Just for fun, Mm-hmm. So he's been fiddling around with the music and programming and stuff like that, and sent the demo to me, and I sang it, and then he mixed it, and we both were very happy about the results. So we just can't, do this for ourselves. So we decided to release it, and we needed a name for this project. It's a side project to Sorcerer. It's nothing that we're gonna spend a lot of time on. A little time now and then, and that was a cool name, I think. And it was Christian's idea.
And the cover is great as well.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we wanted to do, we kind of need to stretch our wings a little bit to try to expand from where we are, even though
I understand that.
Even though we turned down the tempo and it was, heavy, it's something different, and it's good for you to do something different now and then.
It is. Yeah. And we all listen to different kinds of music. I mean, we don't only listen to heavy metal music, right? So we like to express ourselves in different ways, right?
Yes. So if, don't be afraid. A new album is on the way.
You mean for Sorcerer?
Yes.
I was gonna ask about it. Okay. Have you guys finished compositions?
No.
It was amongst my questions as well.
There's a lot of ideas that Peter and Christian foremost have been juggling around, and we're going to start seriously after New Year's, and hopefully we'll have an album done by the end of next year. We'll see. Cool. It's quite a process for us writing, and but hopefully sooner if everything goes well. But so it's going to be a fifth album.
Fifth album. That's great.
Yes.
Yeah, looking forward. And other touring plans coming up?
Yes, we have. We have actually not touring them, but we have shows. I think we have 6 shows booked now. We're going to do Norway. We're warming up for Jorn in Oslo. We're going to Turin in Italy, playing it in an old abandoned church, really cool. And we're going to Germany and Holland and Denmark in the end of summer also. So but we're not going to do much more. If something interesting comes along, we will see. But we need time, even though it's only 6 shows. Yeah, but everything takes time, and we need time for other stuff too. So
and to focus on composing the new album.
Exactly. So hopefully it will, but we're not going to turn anything down that's interesting, because if we already rehearsed the songs, I mean, it's just a matter of having time to do it. Yeah.
Okay. Dimitris, do we have any questions or comments?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah. Can I ask a question? All right, Reign of the Reaper is your latest album last year, and I mean, I know it's a typical question, but how would you characterize it as different from the previous albums?
We wanted it's purposely a little bit different, because we felt that we've done one comeback album that was pretty. The guitars were a little bit laid back. We wanted to bridge over from the demos into this new thing that we become, with all the experience and all the musicianship that came along with that, new members in the band and such. And then the album after that, the Fire King album, we really went all the way where we wanted to go. Big, heavy, large sound with a lot of, we try to write music that is dramatic and that can take you somewhere when you listen to it. That's the point, really, when we write music. So, and then we found our kind of concept there for lamenting also, that very similar in sound and how they were produced. But for the fourth album, those 2 albums and the first, In the Shadow of the Word Cross, were all double vinyls, and we wanted to go back to a classic format with one vinyl. And how the hell are we going to do that? Because we do songs that are 7-8 minutes. It's going to be 5 songs on that album. It's not going to work. No, but so we ignored that, and we started to write music for an album. And then when we when we were almost finished with all the demoing, we voted on the songs. We said we want 4 tracks on each side, 8 songs, and we also wanted the album to be dynamic in sound wise and tempo wise. So we wanted some faster songs and some slow, so it would go up and down a little bit, without losing the bigness and the heaviness and everything, which was quite difficult, because in the past, I mean, songs like Lake of the Lost Souls and stuff like that, they are very long and dramatic, and they have time to build, but if you're going to do a 4 or 5 minute song, it's hard to package that, really. Now we have a few 6-minute songs, of course, anyway, on the album. So, but that was the idea, and the songs were, some of the songs were shortened deliberately, and some weren't. Some weren't because they were fine as they were. But we had 25 minutes on each side. That's it, and I think the album is 49 something. So.
And regarding, for those who haven't studied on the lyrics, what would you say about the concept of the lyrics? I know you said before you're not too much a big fan of the lyrics, but
no, but I'm a big fan of melodies, and I'm a big fan of pointing the way. When I listen to a song, what goes with this song? What could be the lyric content or the title of this song?
So you write the music first and then the lyrics, not vice versa.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we write music, and I sing some bullshit lyrics, and maybe if we're lucky, we can get the chorus hook or something in there, with the final lyrics, but often also we have like a working name for the song, and it almost every time it sticks, the working name of the song. So when we write down the bullshit lyrics, of course, when me and Connie worked on it, or if I wrote them myself, and then we hand it over to Justin, who is a fantastic lyricist, and he reworks it. So maybe what we in the beginning was intending came out very different, regarding the context of the song, or the lyrics. But the album revolves around death, really. That's what it is. There's a guy that's thinking back on his life in eternal sleep, and he's on his dying breath, and a lot of those different kind of ways to look at death. So that was a kind of a concept. It wasn't meant to be, but it came out.
Does it sometimes, do you get the opposite thing to happen, that you may have written some lyrics because you had some inspiration and then try to write some music on based on the lyrics?
I never done that.
Okay.
I never done that, actually, because I need to hear the phrasing before I write the lyrics somehow. I need to. So sometimes I sing like, could there be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just to get the right phrasing, or some other bullshit lyrics with that phrasing. And then when the melodies are there, then you can get really creative. That's at least how I see it.
Yeah, it's the same for me as well. I mean, like you say, I sing whatever comes in mind to find the melody and then write the lyrics.
Yeah, exactly.
But you guys in Sorcerer have had always had amazing melodies, and the choruses that it's like you write them so that people can sing them. It's what I get from your music. I mean, I've seen you guys a few times, and while watching you, I always want to sing the lyrics. You've got great hooks, right?
Yes.
That's the main goal in Sorcerer, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that is a must for me. I can't do music without a hook or something that you can remember, or that can that plants a seed in your head. Also very important are the solo parts. The solo parts are not just solos. because we have two great guitar players. So often the solos are a part of the song, which is pretty unique, I think. Some songs are glorious guitar solos and some songs are duels and like, you know, ordinary like heavy metal solos, but still good. But they are the musician, both Peter and Christian are very precise on how they want to, you know, that the solo should be a part of the song, not or contribute to the song, not just be a part of the song. So that's important, you know.
It is. And you guys are very lucky to have two amazing guitarists.
Yes.
You know, most bands struggle to find one. You have two.
Yeah, I mean, they complement. They are so
Each
different.
other,
Yes, which makes it even more interesting. You know, the super fast and technical. Even though Peter is also technical, but it's not compared to Christian. He's like a video game with his fingers, you know, and Peter is more the old style MSG kind of melodic guitar player. So that's really cool, I think. Yeah, that's also, you know, kind of a trademark we have also. So
it is, of course.
The dual guitars, you know. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Dimitris, do we have anything?
Not in the comments at the moment. What about you, Michael?
Excuse me?
What about you?
You're breaking up.
Oh, sorry, I said nothing in the comments at the moment.
Okay. So yeah, I think we're fine. I saw something in Encyclopedia Metal today that I was, you know, kind of doing a small research. Have you shared the stage with Tony Martin playing, doing backing vocals and playing keyboards?
Yeah, not keyboards, but I did all the high notes because he can't do them anymore.
Okay.
So
when was that?
We played, that was in Stockholm, and we played The Shining, and we also played Headless Cross, and maybe one more song, I don't remember now, but it was a few years ago.
How was it, you know, sharing the stage with one of your, favorite singers, right?
Amazing, of course. I mean, it's a memory for life, and he was a really humble guy and a really nice guy. The thing was, I can tell you a story then. A backstory there. We only rehearsed a couple of times, and I was, you know, focused on my parts, you know, doing Headless Cross and, you know, Rise Up to the Shining, all those high parts that he couldn't do anymore. He sang an octave lower or whatever. Okay. And we were at the place, and we were going out playing, and he came up to me and said, "Hey, on Shining, do you feel like coming up and sing a duet with me?" And I'm like,
"Oh, really?"
Yeah. I'm like, fuck. so I hadn't rehearsed, you know, that part at all, and I had to pick up my phone, and I wrote the lyrics down on my, because I could stand on stage. I thought I could stand on stage and, you know, study the words, but it was pitch black, so I couldn't see, and I was sweaty. So the lyrics disappeared. And he in this part in The Shining, he waved me up and said, "Come." So it's on YouTube, actually. You can check it out.
Really? I haven't seen it. Wow.
Yeah, it's on YouTube, and you can see me fuck up the Shining there.
Nice.
But he said afterwards, he said, "Nice ad libs, man."
But you know, I have to say this. It was the same for me joining you guys on stage. Yeah. I mean, a few times. It was like a dream coming true. It was an amazing experience.
You too,
and thank you so much for this.
Yeah, we have a nice, you know, what do you call it? Nice spirit between us, you know, and so it's no trouble at all. I mean, you're a super nice guy, and you too, of course. Dimitri, what? Yeah.
Anders, my question is, would you like to share with us your main influences?
Well, the thing is, I was, believe it or not, but you probably believe it now because I told you I like synth pop. I was, you know, more of a synth guy until I heard Accept album, Restless and Wild, when that came out. That really floored me and turned me into heavy metal. Before that, I hadn't listened that much. Some of the Scorpion ballads, I've listened to and stuff like
what
that.
age?
But I was like in '84. I was 15, 16, something. That really hooked me on, and since then I've never looked back, on this track. But I'm so wide in my music taste. So but the vocals that I was most influenced by, Accept started my journey, but vocal wise wasn't Udo. Imagine. But it was. I love his character, but it's not a singer really that I enjoy. But there was, the early Tony Martin albums, Headless Cross and Tear and Judas Priest, Rob Halford, of course, Jeff Tate when they came out with Warning, Queen's Right Warning, that album well, there's a lot of influences, but to tell you the truth, the most Glenn Hughes, of course. So I, during all these years, when I was a young aspiring musician without any idea what it was all about, I spent my time, a lot of time when I came back from school and putting vinyl on and trying to sing, like Glenn Hughes or Tony Martin or whatnot, and I think that was my school kind of thing, in Dio. That kind of music still today is the music that's closest to my heart, because it's been a part of me, and it's so deeply grown into my soul kind of thing, so it comes easy. And I think you hear it on Arcane Empire, if you listen to the original, there is a total different phrasing in some of the parts, because I sing rock metal, and I do that, and that's the point of doing a cover, I think, to not do it the same. Sometimes when you do covers, people say, the solo doesn't go like that, or the drums doesn't. But why would I do exactly the same? It's already there. The original is already there. You want to do something interesting with it, and sometimes you do more extravagant, changes, and sometimes it's subtle, maybe just the way I sing, makes it different, But, so those are the main influences.
Cool.
I'm really glad you mentioned Glenn Hughes, which is, phenomenal.
He's unreal. He's unreal. He's like 17, still going like a...
he's still singing like,
fantastic.
Can you tell us a few words about your partnership with Johan Lackvist?
And as you answer the question, I will be right back, you guys, if you excuse me for a second, right?
Okay,
you go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Johan Lundqvist was when I started out in my first garage band. I played. Was a guy called. I lost his name now, but his kid brother is called Mulle Joakim. There's Johan and Joakim. So I played. Joakim played guitar in my second band I formed. And we rehearsed in an old army house, where they used to sleep out on an airfield, and the government has rebuilt it to rehearsal rooms and a little stage there. Cool. So that was really cool where we grew up, and we started there. And Johan, his big brother Johan Lundqvist, he rehearsed in the same house. So of course, we played there and we met and we socialized and
so you've known him for many years, right?
Yeah, 30 plus years. So he actually also released some new stuff, solo stuff.
Oh really? I haven't heard it yet.
I don't know if it's solo, but it's with another guitar player. I will send you a link and maybe you can spread the word here.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, really, really cool. More like straight up hard rock kind of music. Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
He contacted me and said, "How do you like these songs?" You know, he wanted me to to say what I thought. And I think he has a wonderful voice these days. I think it's better than it was in the beginning. It's more like gritty, and I really like that. His expression, I think it's cool. Yeah, anyway, that's how we know each other. So we sometimes text and so on. So yeah. I think it's great that he's back. I think it's great that he's back. They're better than ever, I think.
I had to bring another beer because it's your birthday, man. So, so Yamas. I don't know if you remember that, Chris. Yamas. In the comments, looks like the whole Doomocracy family is there. Minas Vasilakis, the drummer, he's also there. And he says, Anders' stories are mesmerizing, thus the lack of comments.
But I was missing him in Volos when we played. He said he was going to be there.
Well, he's going to write in the comments.
Yeah. That was
he didn't make it
also.
after all. Yeah. He didn't make it after all.
No. Do you know that when we went there, was this rotten fish smell all over town?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, about it.
That was weird.
I know. No, there was a flood and all the fish, died and crazy.
But that was one of the trips that really, I'm never gonna do this again, kind of trips, because they flew us in from Norway. We played the day before in Norway, and flew us in to Sofia.
Oh my!
In Bulgaria.
Oh my!
And you had to take the van all the way from Sofia.
6-7 hours in a fucking van after that, and we had to run up on stage, because there wasn't time. So that was horrible. The show was great, but these kind of trips, it just takes away the fun of it all.
I know.
You can laugh about it now, and you fucking idiots, but it's not funny when I could kill someone.
When it happens,
I could kill someone.
Saying that, can you share with us, whatever comes to your mind first, like the best moment you can remember with Sorcerer and the worst one?
Ooh, the best thing I think was when we played. I think it was Bloodstock. Actually, we played Bloodstock in 2019, I think, or was it later? Yeah, it was later, wasn't it? Doesn't matter. 21, perhaps it was. Just after the pandemic, yes, it must have been in 21, 22. But that was great because we played the main stage in the middle of the day. It was like really, really, really hot, like 40 degrees almost. And we were a bit, gonna play in the middle of the day, 2 o'clock, that's not really doomy, is it? No lights or anything. But we have like 20,000 in the audience.
Well, it's good you weren't a black metal band having to wear the corpse paint and having the corpse paint melting on your face, which is what happened.
That was was the best I ever had experience with Sorcerer. But that was really, really cool. A lot of interviews afterward. It was really good arrangement. But it was also the worst experience because we sold one T-shirt.
You sold one T-shirt?
One T-shirt.
Oh, man.
With 20,000 in the audience, and we sold one T-shirt.
Oh.
That was horrible. But no, man,
wow.
I'm just kidding. That's
for real?
That's a mystery.
Wow.
But saying this, that thank goodness you guys are not a black metal band having to wear the corpse paint. We remembered this in another show recently. We talked about this. I remember in '99 we had Immortal playing in Athens, and it was like super hot.
40
and
degrees,
they were not playing in the evening; they were playing like in the afternoon kind of thing. So they had the whole, Greek sun falling on their faces, and it was just melting down, and we were like, "What the hell, man?"
Crazy.
No, but seriously, I think the worst. I don't think we had one show that was really, really bad. It was when we were gonna play Barug, I think it's called in Holland, in Netherlands, and we flew in. We flew from Sweden and we landed in Copenhagen, changed plane there, and flew further. And we came down the same evening as we're gonna play, because it wasn't far, you know, and perfect. Yeah. Can just play, sleep over, and go home. But the thing was, when we were supposed to land, the airplane started to land, and then suddenly it took off again. We're like, what the fuck is going on? You know, then it was fog. So they couldn't land. They couldn't land, and we had like 4 hours to show, or 5 hours to show. They went back to Copenhagen, landed, and as we're waiting for the fog to clear and a new takeoff time, the crew said, we've been on work for 8 hours, so we need to change crew. And we're like, what the hell? We're gonna miss the show, you know. We're gonna miss the show. Anyhow, the new crew came on, and we got a new spot, and we left, and we literally ran on stage. I mean, we couldn't even change, you know, to be rock stars. When people had started walking home, you know.
Did you guys do any sound check?
No. We just went straight on and played.
How was the sound?
The sound was, I think, was good. I mean, we're pretty good sounding, solid sounding. So, and there were other bands playing before, so everything was rigged.
Yeah, but that does take away the experience of playing.
Yeah,
live,
that was horrible. Yeah. That was horrible.
So
that was, I think, the worst.
Yeah. So it makes sense what you said in the beginning about you know, the whole touring thing with airplanes, staying at the airport, taking buses or whatever, sleeping in a different place every night. Or I understand it. Yes, of course.
Yes.
And
I mean,
Go ahead.
No. I'm talking too much, I think.
No, you're not.
It's the liquor, perhaps.
That's the purpose of the interview, man. You know, just take it easy. You know, have a nice company, enjoy our beers, say happy birthday to you, remember some good moments, or you know, talk about anything, literally anything. You know, I think that's the purpose. So my next question was gonna be: do you remember any funny moment?
But with Sorcerer especially, or
you can go first with Sorcerer, and then with any band that you have.
I have kind of a terrible story regarding Therion that I've told a few times. I don't know if I told you, Michael, but this comes up when we sit with a couple of beers, you know, and it almost every time comes up. We played somewhere, you know, we flew in from some South American country into another country, and we flew in and we landed, I remember, on this very, very small local airfield, and there was a huge welcoming, you know, like banners, and I felt like, where do these people come from, you know? We're in the middle of fucking nowhere, in the jungle, you know, and there are heavy metal maniacs there.
Sorry, like, where was that?
I think it was in Bolivia. I think Cochabamba.
Really?
Or something. Some peculiar.
I think they have a strong metal scene.
Yeah.
In Bolivia.
Anyhow, so you can stop me if I'm getting too long, but I'm trying to keep it short.
Please don't.
Anyhow, we got off there and we were welcomed by two. The promoter had set us up with two bodyguards looking like out of Matrix movie, like long leather coats,
wow.
Sunglasses, and one Doberman each. Doberman each. And we went. They took us into the city, and the thing was, when we went by the bus, I looked out, and there was only like native Indians, you know, with hats, and the kids in a wrapped cloth around. There weren't even roads; there were dirt roads, you know. And I thought, this is so strange. I said, how is it possible? Anyhow, we came into this town, looked more like a town seen in a Western movie, kind of. Everything is like sand colored, except where we stopped was a huge glass tower hotel, all glass, modern as hell, really nice hotel. We were the only guests, and we went in and we had dinner, and these bodyguards were standing in the foyer there, keeping all the fans out, because there were some of these banner waving fans where they.
Wow.
Anyhow, towards the evening, we was supposed to play in the night, and our tour manager Richard, he went out to the site, and suddenly it started to the thunder came up, and it started to be cloudy, and then it started to rain. And we're like, oh shit, that's not, but it's going to be okay. Then the tour manager came back and said, it's not going to be a show, guys, because there's no roof on the stage. So it's raining straight into the gear.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so it's lethal. We can't play. We gotta cancel. So we okay. That's a bummer. So we sat in the restaurant and ate and stuff like that. And
oh man,
a little bit later in the evening, a few of us was drinking beer in the bar. We started here, like far away, like chanting, and it came closer and closer. And I looked out, I think, one of us looked out. It was like the whole street was filled with people with hay forks and like, what do you call those fiery? Like a
torches.
Posse, like a posse,
Oh, okay.
And they were screaming, Therion muerte, Therion muerte, death to Therion, yes, because we had canceled the show, They, people perhaps, I don't know, people saved for 2 years to get, afford to have, and the promoter didn't reimburse the tickets. So even though we canceled, he didn't pay them back, so he just left.
So
and
now I'm curious about what happened.
they were coming hundreds towards the hotel. And the bodyguards, the Matrix guys, they say, go up to 7th floor and lay down.
Lock the doors.
Lay down in the in the corridor. So we all ran up, or took the elevator up and lay down and turned down all the lights. And we started hearing the windows crashing. They threw stones.
Really?
Yeah. And I think they had guns, these guys, and shot in the air. It was wild west, I promise you. I thought we were gonna die, get lynched or something, with a hay fork shoved up in my ass, or something. in South America, in a fucking little village in the nowhere, Anyhow, shortly after we heard the crashing and the turmoil, we heard sirens in the background. So the hotel owner has called the Guardia Civil, or whatever it's called there, the military police, and they came and they pushed them away. And thank God we were. That's the only time I prayed to God, actually, because I thought we were gonna die, for sure. Who's gonna save us in the middle of nowhere,
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So
incredible story. Wow.
Yeah. It was
talking
really
about an experience, right?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, not a pleasant one either.
In the beginning, when you said about the Matrix guys with the Dobermans, I thought that was a great opportunity to shoot a video clip like Merciful Fate did with a Rottweiler with Witch's Dance or something like that.
Witch's Dance, yeah.
Looks like
it was really like a dream almost. All these pieces of the puzzle that showed up all the time. All this weird. It's like we're in a time like Twilight Zone or something.
Yeah, I think you would be like, is this really happening, huh?
Yeah, it was like they flew that hotel and put it on the square of that town, because everything else was like dusty and dirty and Yeah. But the president needs to stay somewhere when he's in town.
Yes,
I guess.
so.
Yeah, that was pretty
Crazy story. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm just have to read it. Minas Vasilakis, he wrote before about Volos. He says, family obligations held me back, brother, and I missed Volos. Sorry, wish I could make it. So yeah, there's your answer. Yeah.
I'm gonna hate you for life.
Yeah, there you go, Minas. Anyways, Anders, I wanted to ask you, you guys have been cooperating with Metal Blade.
Excuse me, there's some problem with my battery here. Why?
Yeah, okay. Worst case scenario, you know, we're gonna lose you.
I mean, we're gonna to round this up anyway. So.
No, it's okay now.
Yeah,
Was
okay.
Something with the
I'll ask a couple of more questions. Michael, is that okay with you?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right. I just wanted to ask you about your cooperation with Metal Blade. You guys have been cooperating for a long time, right? So how is this thing going?
That's great. I mean, they've been great. I mean, in today's business, I remember the first time when I signed the first record deal with Century Media, with a German label, with Lion's Share. We had, I think it was 25,000 euros in advance for making an album at that time. But at that time, you know, you needed a studio to go in and a technician and everything. And this was before or in the same period as MP3 started, you know, coming the digitalization and was hitting really big. So that has changed now to something else, and the labels don't have that kind of money anymore. So they don't do tour support, they don't do hardly anything. But I feel that Metal Blade compensates that in other ways. You know, of course we get paid advance for making albums, but it's not in the vicinity of how it used to be. You know, there is not that kind of money anymore. But they didn't want to do tour support. We signed a 3 record deal first. So the first 3 albums was on the first deal, and then we signed a new one for 3 more. So hopefully we do them all. I don't know yet, but we'll see. You know, it's optional, so it's not a demand that we have to do 3. It's up to us really to do it. But what I meant is that because of these changes and how the record industry is today, it's harder to it's both easier and it's harder to make it, you know, in the industry. It's really so much easier to make an album today than it was in '94.
Yes, of course.
I record all my vocals at home, you know, and we do most of the stuff we just shoot up in Dropbox, and the mixer guy, he takes it down.
More technology, more tools. Yeah,
you know, it's we don't need to be in a studio at the same time. That would be nice, of course, to do that sometime, but we don't have the money for that. It's just impossible. Yeah. So so that's really the difference between then and now, and the industry. Our label, I was coming to that, has been really good all the time. You know, they've been really upfront and told us everything. You know, everything they said has come through. So we're feeling pretty loyal to them also, and we feel that they have a good reach, even though we're not in Asia, Japan, or anywhere. But they don't have any distribution there. But we started to distribute in Brazil now, so maybe we'll go there in the future, hopefully, South America. But you know, we're happy. You know, they do a great job, and we sell a lot of albums, you know, still without those territories. So I would just love to go to Japan sometime.
Have you ever
that
been?
Would be great. Yeah. No, I've never been.
Oh man, it's my favorite country. It's my favorite country. I've been there 4 times. It's absolutely amazing. And I'm not talking about
jealous.
The you know, the audience at the moment, which is also amazing. But even, you know, generally speaking, as a country, it's like cultural shock. You know.
It looks cool, and I would love to go there, of course. But so that's why really we stuck with Metal Blade also, you know, because it's one of the independent labels still there, you know. It's pretty cool.
It's a big name.
They have a heresy that's you know, pretty cool also, with all the bands that were signed there once, you know. So I think it's cool. I think they've always been, when we pitch ideas, they've always been open to that, yeah, we're happy.
And another question I have is about your video clips. You have produced some really nice. You have made some nice productions over there. And is there any chance that we might see some new upcoming material as video clips from Sorcerer?
Yes, of course. We won't do that grandiose thing that we did on Lamenting of the Innocent. That we would film each song, and try to make a story out of it, even though it didn't come out like that. Great videos independently, and great job by Daniel Wallström, as you know very well also, Michael. He's like an old school guy, not doing CGI or anything. He wants to keep it real, which I think is really cool, because I had enough of all these green screen videos.
Yeah.
So I think it's cooler with actors and real blood and stuff like that.
Of course.
Or real blood. But
real blood. Wow.
Something that looks like real blood, I mean.
You guys are tough.
Yeah, so we're going to do more videos, of course, but I don't know the extent of it. It's in the mood. We did 2 videos and 1 promotional lyric video kind of thing, or theatrical. I don't know what it is, but 3. Yeah. So, 3 on this album. So I probably.
Dimitris, you know that we flew Daniel all the way from Sweden to do 4 video clips for Doomocracy.
All right.
Yes, it's the same guy.
Really cool guy.
Cool.
Fantastic.
Yeah, really cool guy.
Really creative and going the extra mile.
Yeah.
And it just came up to my mind. This was not planned. Just like in another interview, I will ask the same question. What do you think about Doomocracy?
I think they're one of the greatest band out of Greece, actually, and I think that Michael is, a very. I don't know if you are, but to me, I think you need more attention. I think you're underrated. You have a huge span in your voice from deep to very, very ultra high. You have a really wide voice, and I think the guys in the band, when you deliver as a unit. You did from the first time I saw you, and you still do. I think that is really cool. You seem solid together on stage, which is nice, and the music, of course. I mean, I'm not a huge Doom fan myself, but I don't listen to Doom music in particular. I listen to a few albums, of course, but I don't eat that kind of music. I'm more into the traditional, what I grew up with, and there's some new stuff, of course, but I listen to so much jazz and blues and stuff. But Doom, not that often, really. But for being a Doom band and doing what you do with that kind of theatrical expression you have, Michael, I think you're a really cool band. And I wouldn't be around you if I didn't think you were cool, So
I know.
No.
I guess we're nice people as well.
yeah, but I don't mean in that way. But if we thought that you didn't, match up to what we do.
I know.
Yeah, so you're a perfect match for us. So absolutely.
Thanks for all the kind words, brother.
Yeah.
And you guys have still a little bit of time. We can continue asking a couple of more questions.
Yeah,
sure.
We're cool. Yeah, okay. All right. So, also I wanted you to comment on your covers. The album covers. So just simple as that. The question.
Yes. We had an idea there. Also, there is an idea. We want to use.
Sorry, and although I'm the one asking the question, I still have to run inside. So go ahead, and Mike, you take it. I still sometimes have to go in. Yeah.
He's leaving the show.
Ask him the questions,
Anyhow.
but Michael is there.
No, but so we try to use. We want to use a different artist for each of our album. We don't want to repeat ourselves. So we want to try something new each time, and we actually had for this album we had another artist in our mind before we decided on this Swedish guy that made the image or the picture that's on the cover this time. So we'll see if we use him next time, or if it also, excuse me, it also depends on what the songs are like. You know, it has to reflect on the cover somehow. Of course, on Lamenting of the Innocent, who that was around witch burnings, we had to do something around that, of course. But and the crowning of the Fire King, that also manifests the name of the album. The picture should, you know, manifest or embrace the title, I think, somehow. So that's what we're looking for. But we still haven't really figured out what to do with the new album regarding to context or
well, I'm
lyrical.
guessing that you have to write the lyrics first, and then you will see, right?
Yeah, and maybe it won't be. We will try to move away from death and maybe do something else. It's not decided yet, so don't take my word for it. But I wanted to change also in the lyrical department. You know, it would still be gloomy and evil and you know, but maybe not like death and devil and, you know, stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, right.
Yeah, so sorry.
More flowers and dragons.
Why not?
Or unicorns.
A shift in the subject, like the cranberries. Yeah.
No, but I feel you need to stay, you know, interesting. We're not AC/DC that gonna, you know, spew out the same album each and every time. You know, people love that. You know, that the sound, they know what they get. We try to, you know, we don't want to surprise people like, what the hell did they do now? It's more like a progression. If you listen to a band that we all love, that's called Judas Priest, you understand what I mean. That has transformed through the years a little bit. You know?
Of course.
And we're trying to do that. Yes. We're trying to do that, but not maybe on 14 albums or whatever they've done. Shorter period.
Yeah, of course.
Time span.
So,
yeah.
I mean, I enjoy bands that try to experiment more and not remain stagnant and do the same thing over and over and over again. Yeah.
But we're not going to step away from the heaviness and this bombastic stuff, of course.
You're not going to play goth rock suddenly.
No.
But, yeah.
No.
Sorry, by the way, that I sometimes leave the camera. I have a family member that needs attention sometimes. So
okay.
Yeah.
So
anyways, yeah. So that was one thing. It went on, and another question I wanted to ask you since the beginning of this interview is gigs that really, you know, you remember as a fan. Best gigs you have ever been to as a fan.
That's a good question.
Yeah. I actually
because end of the day, Anders, we are all fans, right?
Yeah. I was 16 years old when Monsters of Rock, you know, festival Monsters of Rock, played at a venue called a football stadium called Råsunda outside of Stockholm, where my home team, football team, also their home arena. IAK, yeah, and it was AC/DC, Motley Crue, and Van Halen.
84,
and
85.
I'm a really hardcore Van Halen fan, and I was crazy at that point, you know, because I just loved them. It was the same year that what is it called? The 1984 album.
1984 album. Wow.
Yeah. So that's a memory for life, you know.
Of course.
We were at the ground in front of the stage, you know, me and my best friend, and, you know, 16 years old. I had soda in my backpack, you know. Mom had made sandwiches.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. So that's the. I mean, that was the first concert I went to, and it just blew me away. But the best concert I've been to, experience-wise, since then, I think it's a draw between. I've seen Rammstein a couple of times.
Yeah, man, they're amazing, aren't
they? The latest outdoor festival concert was that was huge. And also I was at the venue where Gary Moore did his live album in '86, I think.
Crazy.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. So that was also one of my favorite concert memories also. Yeah.
What do you think about their music?
Rammstein.
Yeah.
I think it's it's not my favorite kind of music, but when a Rammstein song, the right one comes on, it's hard to sit still.
Yeah,
I really like that,
especially
that
with all the pyro thing.
Yeah.
They're very unique, aren't they? So, and okay, they're not your favorite. I'm not saying they're my favorite, but I think
they're a spectacle.
Yeah,
somehow,
and
It's one of the biggest show on the planet.
Yeah,
amazing productions.
Very
everything.
interesting.
Whatever they do, whether it's a video clip, whether it's a gig, it's like a whole industry behind, working on it, every single show. And in my humble opinion, now that's just me, that's a subjective opinion, but I have never listened to a single Rammstein song that I didn't like. A single one. No. It's maybe the only band I can say, that has never let me down.
I don't know if I agree. There are some fillers, I think, on some albums actually. I have got most of them, but I don't. They are like Saxon, if I can compare them. They do like 4 or 5 awesome songs, and then there are 3 mediocre and 1 really shitty song.
I don't know, man. I was never disappointed.
Yeah, not the classical albums, like Crusader or Innocence is No Excuse, perhaps. But in the later years, I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like that, they could have either shortened it down or replaced 1 or 2 songs. Actually, that's my opinion anyway.
Okay.
And it's a strong opinion.
And my last 2 questions here in my cards are, have you been listening to, we talked about Democracy before, but have you been listening to any other Greek metal bands and that are memorable to you, that you like?
Any other Greek metal bands?
In general, it doesn't have to be a specific genre, but in generally. Metal.
I know of them, Septic Flesh is that.
Yes.
I know of them, but I'm not. No, I can't say that I've listened to. Say which is the most famous one then?
I would say Rotten
Christ, I guess.
Never listened to them. I knowingly never listened to them.
Yeah.
Somebody has played it sometimes, but somehow there's a limit to what I if I spend time, I want to spend time that I somehow perceive as valuable, and it maybe these bands that are in the outskirts of my vision don't really come there, But
it makes sense, of course.
With that said, I listen to totally new music comes to me sometime, And I think that's one thing that I think is really good with those streaming platforms. Both Apple Music and Spotify has directed me into new music. When you scroll the furthest down on this, you can also listen to, and there's a few bands. And sometimes, I discovered music that way that I would never have done in general. But no, I'm conservative. I don't know. I'm a poor listener.
Okay, fair enough.
I listen to the same kind of music all the time. No, I don't.
Yeah.
But I don't listen to growl that much. I have a couple of Pantera albums, but I don't listen to Metallica that much. I have the ones that you should have there, but I never put them on. It's more like I have them. Okay. But other kind of music I listen to more than I'm more into melodic music and AOR and that kind of. I listen to Teddy Swims and different kinds of music. It's good for me to not be that focused on metal or hard rock all the time. I think.
Of course.
And besides music, other things that you love in your life?
Football.
Football.
This is my English team. Arsenal fan. I'm a huge football fan.
Okay.
Yeah. So my Swedish team is AIK, and me and my son and two friends of mine and their sons. So we're six. And we buy the cards
Season
for the
tickets.
whole season tickets, and we're freaky about AIK.
Yeah, I've seen you a few times.
Yeah. No, but I love that. It's I love the game, really.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Cool.
one thing. Otherwise, there's not much time for much else, really. I mean, you need time to look away from those kind of things also. Music and football, and just be, I can do a crossword sometimes, in a paper, me and my girlfriend, or I read it. I hope she's not looking, because I don't read books like that, but sometimes it's nice to read. Mm-hmm. She's plowing books, but I'm a cineast and a serious freak. So I look at a lot of series and movies, and I think that's relaxing,
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay. And here's my last question. Favorite movies?
Favorite movies. My absolute favorite movie's got to be The Thing by John Carpenter, I think.
Okay.
That is a horror movie, and also the whole the first three Indiana Jones, I think.
Oh man.
Raiders of the Lost
Yeah, the first three. I totally agree with you. Totally.
Yeah.
And if I have to choose one more, it will be the Lord of the Rings series, I think.
Oh, okay. But from the three Indiana Jones, I would guess The Last Crusade.
Yeah, is that the one with the Sean Connery?
Sean
Yep.
Connery, yes.
I think that I like the second one more. The one.
The Temple of Doom.
Yeah,
Temple of
exactly.
Doom, yeah.
It's doomy.
Kalima. Kalima, Sakite.
Yeah, that's
Amazing.
really
That's
cool.
great.
Yeah, man. Amazing movies. And so you're not a Star Wars fan or something like that?
Yeah, sure. I like them. There's actually a thing that we stumbled on yesterday. Was a commercial on the subway when we went down. They're showing the movies, both the Star Wars. I think it's a second part they show, or it's a mix. I don't know. But you see the movie, but it's real music.
Mm.
It's a
Oh,
real,
really?
Yeah, it's a
Wow,
real.
that's amazing.
Yeah, that would be really cool to see, actually.
Hmm.
So you see the movie, you get the speech and the booms and the crash, but the music is live.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are my questions. Michael, have you got anything else?
No, I mean, I think we covered pretty much everything. We're on air for 2 hours.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
time flies, doesn't
I mean,
it?
I have a
we're
question for
keeping
you.
you company for your birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But I have a question for you. What happens with democracy now? What are your plans?
We're composing slowly but steadily, composing new music for our fourth album. It's going pretty well, to be honest. We're really excited with the first few songs.
Yeah.
And we're
No
looking
shows coming
forward.
up for.
Excuse me?
You're not going to play any shows in the near future?
Not in the near future. Probably next autumn. There's something going on in next autumn.
Oh.
Something probably really good, but I cannot say more right now. But we will see.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
There you go.
What's
Yeah,
your
no,
plans
no.
then?
When the interviewer becomes the interviewee and vice versa. Anders, it's been a pleasure having you with us. Thank you so much for joining us
I'm
tonight.
so delighted to have shared this moment.
Thanks so
with you
much, my
guys.
friend.
It was
Thank
a
you
very
so
nice
much.
interview, nice company,
It was more of a friendly chat
Yeah.
than an interview, I think. So
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
really nice.
Maybe because we know each other already.
Of
Michael.
course,
True,
yes.
true.
I would have felt you being intimidating if I didn't know you. No, I'm just kidding.
So at this part, the actual final question is close this interview with a message to your fans.
Oh wow, yeah, that's always difficult to deliver on that. But hey guys, we are terribly appreciative of you hanging on to us and liking what we do. You're the reason why we do it, and you're also the reason why we're still gonna do it, at least one more album. And even though years are packing on top of us, you know, and we're getting older, but we'll be here for a while more. So please don't lose faith. We'll be there. Keep your eyes and ears peeled. Okay, rock.
Perfect, man. Thank you so much. So everybody, this was Anders from... Oh, wow.
How did this happen?
I don't have that. I have a refrigerator gun.
I think that's your Mac device, isn't it, Michael?
Probably. That's
Oh man, that was
my
amazing.
fault. Wow.
All right, so special effects.
So,
there you go.
Anders, a very happy birthday. I wish I could be there, my friend, to share a few drinks with you. But this was nice as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Very quickly closing with the comments. Verdigris says, thanks for the stories, Anders, and see you in Italy next year. Our friend Mitsio says, respect, guys. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. This was Anders from Sorcerer. Thank you so much, Anders, for joining us tonight. Closing this, let me remind everybody that, especially for our Greek audience, that on this Wednesday, the 4th of December, 9 p.m. the evening, we will have Ephimis Karadimas from Nightfall with us. Join us. Let's have another beer with another cool guy where we can discuss about everything. Anders, again, thanks so much. Thank you, everybody, and see you all next time.
Good evening.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.